Hello and welcome. This is Cara. It is day 13 of Mix It Up May and day 76 of the 100-day project. I'm going to go ahead and draw the two items. And if you have any last minute project ideas, please post them in the comments below, or I made a post on the community tab. A patterned napkin. All right. Tim Holtz paper dolls. Didn't we do that one? We did. Let's try a different one. Oh, let's pick again since I picked two. Vellum. Alright, a pattern napkin and vellum. First thing I'm thinking is maybe decoupaging and making pockets or something. Alright, let me go see. We'll be back. Okay, I have some things pulled out. I think I'm going to decoupage the napkins onto book pages. These are Reader Digest pages. And then I have in my stash, I have these napkins, and these are kind of wrinkly ones, so I think they'd be good to use so that they don't get more wrinkled and ruined. I do have packs of 10 napkins in my Etsy shop if you need some napkins, and there's a variety. If you need Halloween napkins, I have a bunch. And you could specify, hey, I would love to get a variety of Halloween napkins, and Creep on June is right around the corner, so there's that. And then I have in my stash, I got this when I was on the design team for Scrapbooking with Me. They sent this to me, and it's Nature's Garden Kingfisher collection, and it's 8x8 vellum, and it's absolutely stunning. It's just gorgeous. So it has all these little hummingbirds on there. And then I have this in my stash. So I'm thinking these can go together. And this can go together. And this can go together. And maybe we make some form of book page decoupage pockets. But first we need to get the napkins onto the book page. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go get ready. I'll be right back. Let's trim. Like that. Okay, more glue. There we go. Careful with that. Okay. Thought I was being nice and gentle. All right, I'm going to go over the top gently with the glue. Okay, and I'll let that dry. All right, they are nice and dry. And now we're going to cut them down. And I think what we're going to do is make the book page pockets like this. It's my favorite pocket. And I went ahead and I added a second book page to them. They weren't feeling very sturdy with just the one book page. I thought maybe one book page and the napkin would be enough, but I think this will be a little bit better. All right. So I'm going to get my guillotine, and I'm going to cut off mainly where the text isn't, and I'm going to get this to 4 inches wide. You don't have to make yours 4 inches. You can make yours wider, but I've already pre-cut my vellum, so that's why. Oops, is this 4? Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to even up the top. And then that'll be good. For my vellum, I also made it 4 by 2 1/4. So that is where I'm going to fold this up, which looks to be about right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and trim up the next one. After doing these, I like having the book page showing behind them. So I wish I wouldn't have covered the whole thing. So if you're going to make them, kind of take a look and see. I really like having the book page show, but you might like it where it's completely covered. Same thing, I'm going to trim this down to 4. And you can keep these, you can use these for different things. Trim up the top. And again, let's look at 2 1/4. I'm just kind of using my edge here to kind of give me this to bend it. There we go. And so now, so far we have these. All right, and then I cut the vellum somewhere. I didn't use this one. This one ended up being kind of thin, and I didn't really like that you couldn't really see the pattern. Where on the other side, this one is a very bright pattern. So you might have something in between that you like better, but this is what I had. Trying to see which way the flowers go. All right, so that is going to go on here. And I'm going to use some tape instead of glue so that my vellum doesn't get all bubbly. And just add some double-sided tape. Of course, sewing would make this look super cute also. All right, and then I'm just going to take this off. And I'm kind of line this up. Go ahead and stick it on. Now, if you have a part that kind of went over, you can go ahead and trim it off. And I'm not worried that this bottom part I didn't cover very well. See, I kind of went over a little ink, and that will look just fine. So far, that's what we have. I'm going to round my corners. There we go. And then let's go ahead and ink it up. And then we're going to glue the pocket shut. There it is. Then you can go ahead and embellish it more, maybe add some lace. We'll do that in a minute. But this is a nice way to kind of, I think, stop at this point if you wanted to do compartmental making, and then you could decorate it when you know which journal it would go in. But we will decorate a couple. All right, where did my other one go? There we go. All right, so we're going to do the same thing to this one. And I think it's easier to add the vellum before you round the corners. There we go. Round the corners. If I was going to sew, I would sew after I rounded. Well, I could even sew after or before I rounded the corners, since I don't round the corners sewing very well. But you could take it, and then if you sew it first, you could sew across here. And let's ink it up. Looks like we need a little glue on that little corner. But see, look at how it looks with the book page. I just like the book page kind of showing through. It looks cool. Okay, and then we just need to glue. I'm going to put a little glue right here. And glue our pocket. Super cute. Okay, I think I'm just going to decorate these very simply by just adding some lace or ribbon. So I think I'm going to add, I don't want to cover the bird, but I think I'll put this right here. And I am going to add glue, even though it's vellum, because the lace will cover it up. And I'm going to use my stamping block and put that there so that it can kind of smush it down for a minute. And then this one, I'm just going to put some lace at the top. Again, I could always go back and add things to these when, you know, I put it in a journal. But I think there's a lot going on with the pattern vellum and the book page and the bird that's just a simple piece of lace. Kind of, it's a nice little finishing touch. Okay, so I'll let those dry. And I did make some other ones. Let's take a look at those. This one I didn't add vellum to, but I used a cutoff and put a strip across here. I think that just is kind of fun. This one I think is still drying a little bit, a little wrinkly, but I think that one's pretty cute. Again, even just sewing around the edge would be really nice. There's this one. I didn't put any lace, I just put Choose to Shine. Like this one with the light blue lace, and the sky is clear and blue. And you can still see the hummingbird back there. There's another blue one. This looks like one of the fabric scraps, but this is actually from Tim Holtz Ephemera. And there's still the hummingbird. Pretty cute. And this one I added a vocab word and some fun lace that matches the colors. And then I made 2 tags. So I have this one and I backed it on some file folder. Adventure Awaits, and added some lace and a little bird. And then this one I took the vellum and made a pocket on the tag as an option. Again, sewing would be cute. Alright, so that took a minute. I think it's tacky on there, so you can just trim these off. Yeah, cute. And now we have a bunch of book page pockets in all different colors and styles and a couple tags, which I don't think I would have ever paired together. So that makes this pretty fun. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.